Welcome and thank you for joining us today. I am Diane Georgelis, Manager for the American Osteopathic Board of Preventive Medicine. Today, our esteemed panelists are Dr. Stanley Miller, Chair of the American Osteopathic Board of Preventive Medicine, and Dr. Jeffrey LeBoeuf, Executive Director of the American Osteopathic College of Occupational and Preventive Medicine. At this time, we are ready to take any questions that you may have.
Thank you, Diane. There was a question in the chat, and I replied to Dr. Pope, but he asked, and several of our members may recall that about 4 years ago, our college was our certifying board was one of the smaller boards that was targeted for phase out, and we through the leadership of the past chair of the board, Dr. Dan Barry, as well as our then president, Dr. Chris Bellin, prepared an appeal and made all the points about how we could manage the longitudinal maintenance process jointly and privately without having to expend a lot of money. Dr. Teresa Hupka, who was then president-elect and later became president of the AOA, our appeal fell on those friendly ears, and she agreed. So they have reconsidered us, and we are no longer targeted to have our board eliminated. That being said, it's very important for long-term viability of all of our AOA boards to make sure that a lot of young people opt to take our board certification to ensure long-term viability.
Thank you, Dr. LeBoeuf. I would like to add some commentary to that. Our examinations are also being refurbished, and our psychometrics and assessment team is working diligently with all of our subject matter experts to ensure that we are delivering the most current science to our candidates so that we remain viable in the industry today.
Thank you. Yeah, I should probably make a comment since I am chairing the board. And I agree with everything that's been said. Our board knows that we serve our diplomats, and we've had enormous commitment of service to our diplomats. And so that's one important point. The second thing is we very much want to welcome new candidates to come in and join our board. I think that the strategic process that was done with the American Osteopathic Board of Preventive Medicine and the American Osteopathic College of Occupational Preventive Medicine, the college and the board came together. And so that's why we tried to really incentivize significantly new candidates taking our boards. And I think we did it with excellence and collaboration that really demonstrates a DO approach of holism and working together.
Thank you, Dr. Miller. We do have one of our staff members helping us to field our question and answers. Are there any other questions out there? Dr. Paul Fowler, for CAQ OCC Med with certification expiration in 2030, when do you start? Well, Dr. Fowler, you were boarded in a year where tenure certs were still issued. At this point, you would apply for your application in the fall of 2029. In January of 2030, you will begin the assessment. You will end in October of 2030, and upon passing, you will be reboarded or receive a new re-verification date of 1/1/2031 through 12/31/2031. But anyone at this point who comes in and takes our initial boards, you are issued a 2-year certification. You will begin longitudinal assessment in that second year. So if you hold a cert where the date is December of any year to expire, you begin taking the questions that January. So it's almost like when you had a high stakes exam, you took the assessment before you expired, and the same with the longitudinal assessment. You will pass before that expiration date, so you are then keeping in with all certification dates of being reissued a new cert before the other, right as the other one is expiring. There's another question.
Yeah, the only thing, I'm sorry, I would like to, You answered excellently for board certification and maintenance of full board certification. For CAQ, we do not have a longitudinal assessment process for CAQ. So I think Dr. Fowler's question was on CAQ. And those CAQ certificates, again, they're not board certification, so they do not fall under the longitudinal assessment process. Those are time limited at 10 years, and at 10-year, you have to take the exam again. That's our current process, but we are looking at that. And so the answer on CAQ, just because Dr. Fowler and I know each other for many years, and he never likes to have me give him an incorrect answer, since he's also a JD, a very knowledgeable JD and DO. And so for CAQs, we do not have them in the longitudinal assessment process. That is for full board certified folks that are maintaining their board certification.
Thank you. Hello, Dr. Glenn. Hello, this is Dr. Sherry Glenn. I have been certified since 1995 and expire in 2029. So I'm trying to understand the recertification process. Instead of every 10 years of cert, once your certification expired, you will take the annual longitudinal assessment. Will I be notified? I send emails as I pull the data of everyone that's expiring. I do send an email out 6 months in advance when applications open. If your email address has changed and we do not have it, we aren't able to reach you. Many times these emails are spammed, so I am asking everyone to please make the AOBPM at osteopathic.org a contact, and make Diane Georgelis at osteopathic.org a contact. This way, everything is delivered directly to your inbox.
And I know that's a question that many of our candidates have had. So excellent question, Dr. Glenn, and excellent answer, Diane.
Thank you. So Dr. Peretti, for members who now have pure administrative positions in occupational medicine after many years of providing, what are the acceptable documents? So you would be non-clinical, which is what I think you are referring to. So you would still hold your current certification. You would still meet your 60 CME, and you can apply for the PPA component simply by stating that it's a waiver and that you are non-clinical. Oh, Dr. Smith, I'm going to scroll, but I don't see your question. You had a second question?
Yes, I apologize. I marked it as done. Her second question related to the recertification process. She's longitudinal assessment. She asked, how do I get these questions in 2025 for 2026? Do I need to fill out an application now?
Hello, Dr. Smith. Thank you for your question. So when you begin in 1/1/2026, where you will renew 1/1/27, that means that your cert is going to expire December 31 of 2026. I will be sending emails to everyone at the end of the summer. I will ask you to please submit your application by October 30th. There are deadlines, and we do hold late fees of $50. So we do hope that you can meet that deadline from the time I email to get your application in. At that point, I then process all applications received. You then receive a very lengthy, detailed email outlining all information in what steps you need to take. And I give you an access link to access the items on the AOA LMS learning platform. And many of that are doing it. We've gotten more this year than last year recerting. And I do try to answer as quickly as I can, get everyone up and running. And it seems like most of the diplomates are very happy with the attention they're receiving. So I thank you all for joining us, and we will have a series of more webinars to come. Thank you, Dr. LaBeouf and Dr. Miller, for your expertise in guiding us. And thank you to everyone. Please email me, Diane Georgelis, at aobp@osteopathic.org.